to America. Whereabouts in America? Only Las Vegas. And who are we dialing in with? We're going to go live with Nick Green, head of commercial for LettUs Grow at Indoor AgCon at the major event in Las Vegas. If you're not aware of LettUs Grow, they're an indoor farming technology provider based in the UK. They design and build aeroponic technology and control software for greenhouses and vertical farms to help make sustainable farming a sustainable business. They're at this year's Indoor AgCon event in Las Vegas to connect with people they're working with on delivering commercial scale aeroponics in the States and also globally. And what of Indoor AgCon? Are you aware of this? Well, the event states that they're the largest vertical farming and controlled environment agricultural gathering globally. So let's dial into Nick. Nick, are you there, sir?
I am indeed, Max. How are you?
I am very well. And yourself? Tell us all about Vegas.
What about Las Vegas? Those dancing girls were nothing to do with me. I deny everything.
Excellent. So just give us a feel for Indoor AgCon, can you? What sort of shape and size is it, please?
So do you know, Max? I don't know what size it is compared to shows over in Europe. So it's definitely smaller than Fruit Logistica. It's definitely smaller than Fruit Attraction. Probably on the same scale as Green Tech, which is in Amsterdam in the summer.
Okay, and they claim it's the largest show of its kind globally. So, not being glib, do you get that feel? Do you get that buzz that it is the largest vertical farming show globally?
There's definitely a buzz, but it's not just about vertical farming. In fact, it's about indoor agriculture as a whole, and very much dominated by the greenhouse boys out here.
Okay, and so just give us a feel for it. Let's look at the UK. The UK's got a population of 72 million. In the States, it's 250 million and growing. And I always say about the States, it's basically 4 countries split on a sort of on a compass point. There's such a big market to go for. What are you seeing within this this event? Are there lots of different businesses, from conventional VF businesses to consultancy business to supply business? What sort of businesses are participating, and who's wandering? Who's wandering the show floor, Nick?
So, Max, wandering the show floor is everyone from investors, potential investors, retail buyers, food service buyers, growers, small farmers, big farmers. They're from all four corners of the US. I've spoken to someone from Alabama today, someone from New York. So they really are from all over the US. In terms of the businesses that you've got here, I'm sat here. Actually, I need to just do a quick plug to our friends at Bosman Van Zyl, who I'm squatting on their stand because we don't have one. So I did promise a quick plug as a result of doing this. But we've got tech providers, we've got IT systems providers, we've got greenhouse builders, we've got vertical farm builders. I've got greenhouse control systems in front of me. I've got someone who's offering a nutrient mix for growing cannabis, if anyone's interested. Wow. So you name it, we've got it.
Okay, and Nick, when I've talked about this before, I've always been under the impression that the likes of vertical farming and the associated sectors within the States are some 6 months, 12 months in front of us in the likes of UK and Europe. Would you agree with that statement, or are we catching up with them?
I think in certain respects Europe is further ahead, and in fact the guys over here in the US are recognizant of that. They admit that, so they know that they've got stuff to learn from Europe. I think where the US remains ahead is the pain points, feeling pressure. Yep. I think they're definitely living the dream, but also living the nightmare at the same time. There's ups and downs in the US for sure.
Okay, and LettUs Grow. That's where you've been strategically very shrewd in that what you do is different from, say, a conventional VF grower, because that's not what you do. Just give us a bit more of an understanding as to actually the fundamentals of what LettUs Grow do, please.
So we are an aeroponics irrigation solution provider, for want of a better description. So we concentrate on anything to do with the root of the plant. We don't pretend to be. We are not solutions builders. We don't stray from our core technology. So we concentrate on the irrigation of the plant, and we work with other people to bring that solution to the grower.
Okay, and why are you in Las Vegas? Why are you at this major event, Indoor AgCon?
So we're out here having conversations and primarily to understand the market and to understand what the movers and shakers, what makes the market tick. We're having conversations with people out here as well, from the US, but also from a global stage. So a lot of people out here from Holland as well, Max.
Okay, because that's one thing, again, where you've been very strategic. You're based in lovely Bristol in the UK, but you're not being
Yeah.
parochial to a 25-mile radius of Bristol. Your solution can be offered on a global basis.
It can be offered on a global basis. And the other slight pivot we've done very recently is to not even try and compete with the greenhouse builders or the vertical farm builders. What we're actually seeking to do now is partner with those guys so that they can offer our solution as part of their overall build. So think of a licensing type arrangement. So we're no longer trying to compete with these guys. We're trying to join forces with them, and that's hit really well. Actually, that's landed really well with the builders.
Nick, well done. This is music to my ears, because if there's one thing I've learned over the last 3-4 years, and I've said this a number of times, collaboration. If we're going to make a success in this sector, we can't all be solo operators. We've got to pull on each other's individual strengths to make a success of what we're looking to do. So are you making this sort of halcyon call on this type of broadcast and in your marketing, that you want to collaborate with those builders so that you can create success for all parties involved?
Very much so, Max. Actually, I was speaking to someone earlier on today, and he was saying the first indoor AgCon in Vegas a few years back, it was quite strange because no one was talking to anyone else because they were all scared of giving away secrets. So there was no collaboration at all. That's changed, and there is the spirit of collaboration. You know, we can partner with a greenhouse grower, and we can that can be to our mutual benefit. So that's definitely what we're trying to do.
Okay, and then just nuts and bolts. Just treat me as stupid as always, Nick. What can you offer them? What's the and where do you want that relationship with these builders, say, to start from? Because presumably you don't want to retrofit your tech when the thing is already built. You want to start at inception, start at planning. What is it in nuts and bolts that you can actually offer them?
Well, we can happily offer a retrofit option as well, but let's just take it from ground zero. What we want to do is be working with the grower, working with the solutions builder, with the EPC, so that they can offer our aeroponic technology as an option, which we all know aeroponics has about 20% uplift on productivity. So they can take the benefit of that, but they're designing it from the ground up. So, as you say, if you're building something from the start, you can actually design it around the solution.
Okay, a 20% uplift. Nick, so I've got to be direct. Is that realistic? Because that's a phenomenal number.
So we have done independent tests with Wageningen, if I can say it right,
well done.
And the good old Harper Adams as well. So that they are independently verified numbers. So on the crops that we've tested, we've got a 20% uplift on yield.
Okay, and in our little green room, we were talking about the whole locational aspect, transportation aspect of America. It's not like in the UK where we can get product trucked in from Spain in less than a day. Can you just give an understanding for those that don't know about the transportation logistics nightmare that happens in the UK? It happens in America, and where your technology might actually be a benefit if product has grown closer to home.
Yeah, for sure. So. Key stat: 90% of all lettuce consumed in the US is grown in California and Arizona. So that's in the southwest of the US. A lot of the lettuce, and I don't have the stats, so I'm not going to bullshit, but a lot of the lettuce is consumed in the northeast. Am I allowed to say that word?
Carry on.
A lot of the lettuce is consumed in the northeast. That is, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 or 6 days by truck. Just to put it into context, those trucks have to be able to heat the produce as well as chill it, because when they're trucking up from Arizona in the middle of winter, they're trucking up through minus God knows how many degrees. So they actually have to be able to keep the lettuce warm, which is something that us in Europe certainly in the UK would not consider.
Yeah, and I remember when we did, you were very kindly involved, you and your colleagues, with the Circle of Leaders broadcast that we did last year, and we had a dial-in from Vonnie Esty, the brilliant Vonnie Esty, who's the Vice President of Innovation for the IFPA, International Fresh Produce Association, and she said because she was filming at an opening of Plenty Ag with a unit that they're building in combination with Walmart. In the States, they've now woken up to the fact that they've got to have the product close to chimney pots to population for that technology to work. So again, that's another reason why people should engage with yourself and your colleagues, because if you can get that sort of uplift and be close to the to the consumer, say on the East Coast, it's going to be beneficial all round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I was just remarking from one of the keynote speeches earlier on today, or from a number of them. There's a load of common themes in the US when you compare it to Europe. So they've all got similar problems in terms of profitability and such like to answer. But the one difference that they've got that we haven't is proximity. So they're 5-6 days away from point of consumption. Getting it on the shelf within 36 hours is a key selling point that others are using.
Yeah.
That some are using.
And just sort of thinking about some where we're going with the environment in the UK at the moment, we just had the wettest February in the last 5-6 years. Whilst there's a drought in Spain, and if you also look at the likes of the dynamics in the UAE, just going to again, just pulling on this thread about having a product close to home, which is being protected by the environment. Presumably, you're not just looking at the UK market or North America. You're looking on a global basis. So if there was the likes of the UAE who are looking to be self-sufficient on food as much as they can, presumably your technology can fit in there as well.
It can fit anywhere where CEA exists, or where the answer is it can fit anywhere where CEA is a solution. So you're looking at the UAE, looking at the Middle East. Water scarcity is a thing. Water scarcity is becoming a thing in the US as well. Anywhere where reduction of water use is a must, we can fit in. Yes, we are talking to people about the Middle East at this moment in time as well.
Well done. So just again, collaboration, partnership. Are you and your colleagues within LettUs Grow, are you looking long term in that if you can figuratively hold hands with these major builders, that you can look to plan units out 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line to try and alleviate this potential problem of food security, whether that be in North America, UK, Europe, or the UAE? Are you looking at your sites that far out, or are you looking a bit more short term?
No, we've definitely got a 5-year plan. We've identified key geographies where we would like to. Sorry, bear with me a minute. 3 minutes or so. Is that so? Sorry, my friends here at Bosman are very kindly lending me their stand, but they're wanting me to. They're asking how long I'm going to be. Sorry, moving on. What was the question again?
Just that you're looking on a long-term basis of because we need continuity. Some of these bills are going to take a huge amount of investment, and they're going to have to be planned a long time out to create that food security. So you're in it for the long haul.
We're definitely in it for the long haul. We've got a 5-10-year plan on where we want to be and what sort of acreage we want to be licensing out and developing as well. For sure, we've also identified where we want to be doing it.
Yeah. Okay. And funds. We're finding that a number of funds are coming to us because they're looking for long-term investments in agriculture, horticulture, fresh produce. Can you see yourself and the likes of the builders that we talked about in this area? Can you see this combination of large funds coming in, large investments, and working with yourself and your partners to create these longer-term solutions?
Well, it so happens my colleague Ben is on his way from here to San Francisco to the World AgTech Innovation Summit. So more on that probably in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, definitely the big funds need to come in, and I think that if there's a combination of the need, the solution, as it were, then the big funds should be attractive.
Yeah, well done, Nick, because this is a big problem and it needs a big solution. And that's why we need businesses like LettUs Grow to come up with those solutions and to raise the efficiencies of this of this growing scenario within Glasshouse. So I'm guessing that you all are very excited about the future, but with some challenges. But if you can collaborate with the right people, hence why you're in Las Vegas, the future is going to be bright. But you need that collaboration. You need those partnerships.
We definitely need the partnerships. Let's just start again. There's definitely a future in this. It's a bit of a bumpy road for sure, but there is going to be a further need for CEA When I say CEA, I don't just mean vertical farming. In fact, that's one of the solutions. The future is definitely bright, and yeah, we're very excited about it.
Excellent. And Nick, just to wrap up, how can people find out more about you? I'll obviously tag Let Us Grow, but if people want to get in contact with yourself and your colleagues in the short term, what other events are you likely to be going to in the next few months?
So we're definitely out at Green Tech in Amsterdam in June. We're then out in Dubai in October, and we will be exhibiting this time next year at Indoor Icon in Vegas. So there are 3 sort of cornerstone events, for want of a better description. Yeah. Other than that, reach out to me on LinkedIn and just say hi.
Excellent. Nick, your colleagues at Let Us Grow, I think you're one of the innovators that we're most looking forward to seeing progress because of the benefit that you're going to give in the sector, and not just on a UK, European basis, but on a global basis. So everyone, dial in with Nick. Look him up on LinkedIn, or look at the tags to look out for the Let Us Grow website. Nick, we hope you enjoy Las Vegas and you come back with no tattoos or tigers.
I promise.
Excellent. Right. We'll see you there. We'll see you next one. Well done, Nick. Thank you.
Cheers, Max.